to do a review of the IPOs of 2009. To start with, I think the primary market looked dead and buried till about March or April 2009. It looked like there was no IPO on the horizon. The secondary markets were in the doldrums before, I think post the elections, when the left front was out of the picture and the UPA government came into being. One of the first things, they sort of sounded the bugle for the PSU disinvestment, and that kick-started a fair bit of interest in the primary market. Now, it must be noted that for all the announcements that the Finance Ministry has made, it's just been two IPOs, which is NHPC and Oil India, and neither of them have really brought a lot of cheer to retail investors, unlike in the past when PSU IPOs have brought in a lot of gains for investors. This is partly due to the problem of aggressive pricing, which surprisingly the government chose to adopt. The fact that they will now move to a discount for retail investors and look at a differential price band for institutional investors suggests that they're doing a course correction, which is good for 2010. So one can expect the IPOs of 2010, the IPOs and FPOs that come out of the government's table to be better priced. At the other end of the spectrum, when you looked at the IPOs that came in, they were largely from the power sector. And the problem, to summarize the problem in the power sector, they were PowerPoints and not power projects. I mean, they were all business plans, they were selling business plans. And the tragic part is, I think, the investment bankers and the promoters seem to think that, there was a ridiculously priced mega IPO in 2008, which fell flat on its face. Now, if you could sell an 8-year business plan, the thought was that selling a 3-year business plan would be a lot easier. But the investing public has proven that they are, smarter for the past experience, and most of these IPOs simply got shunned by the market. The flip side of the attitude of retail investors of shunning the recent IPOs is that reasonably priced IPOs like Cox and Kings also got shunned, and that was a costly lapse for retail investors because clearly this was an underpriced issue. And we had strongly recommended this IPO, knowing that on most parameters, including valuation as well as qualitative parameters, it scored highly, and typically that stock has done well post-listing. A company with an interesting business model like Mahindra Holidays has also done well post-listing. Now, this brings you to the point that clearly companies that are operational, companies that have businesses that are up and running and not simply coming to you with a PowerPoint saying that this is what we will do after 3 and 4 years. These are the kind of companies that will elicit a good response from the investing public. And my feeling is that 2010 should be a good year for the primary market, subject to, once again, the pricing being sane. My feeling is that the pricing will get saner now. We've seen the kind of response that large IPOs like the recent ones like Jindal Power, Godrej Properties, and before that India Pulse Power, the kind of modest response that they got. So clearly I think pricing will be the key, and expect a good pipeline of PSU IPOs and FPOs, all of which hopefully would be reasonably priced.